All the IIRR staff who have logged in are requested to come here into the auditorium. All those who have logged in online from IIRR are requested to take part in the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And I extend a warm welcome to all of you attending both online and offline. We have gathered here on this auspicious day to celebrate the 8th foundation day of our institute, the Indian Institute of Rice Research. It was on 14th December in the year 2014, the erstwhile Directorate of Rice Research was conferred the status of Indian Institute of Rice Research. Since then, we are conducting the Foundation Day each year. We are privileged to have among us online respected Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Vice Chancellor of ICAR-IIRR Ranga Agriculture University, Andhra Pradesh, as a Chief Guest. I welcome you, sir. Another guest of honor, respected Dr. S.K. Pradhan, ADG FFC, who is also participating online from ICAR headquarters. I welcome you also, sir. We have among us respected Dr. R. Jagdishwar, Director of Research, Professor Jaishankar, Telangana Agriculture University, Telangana. I request our beloved Director, Dr. R. M. Sundaram, to accompany Dr. R. Jagdishwar Garu onto the dais. We are happy to have among us another guest of honor who till recently was a member of our rice family, Dr. Seshu Madhav, who became Director of Central Tobacco Research Institute, Rajahmundry. I also welcome Dr. Seshu Madhav to grace the dais. We have among us another important officer, Mr. P.K. Tiwari, who is Senior Finance and Accounts Officer, Inspection Unit, ICAR headquarters. Sir, we request you also to grace the dais. I also welcome Dr. R. Mahendra Kumar, Secretary of Society for Advancement of Rice Research, and our CEO, Mr. Sitanshu Kumar, to come on to the dais. Now, ICAR song.
जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की, सुखद प्रतीक हरित भारत की। कृषि धन पशुधन मानव जीवन, दुग्ध मत्स्य फल यंत्र सुव संवर्धन वैज्ञानिक विधि नव तकनीके पारिस्थितिकी का संरक्षण शस्य श्यामला छवि भारत की जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की। हिम प्रदेश से सागर तट तक मरुधरती से पूर्वोत्तर तक हर पथ पर है मित्र कृषक की शिक्षा शोध प्रसार सकल तक आशा स्वावलंबित भारत की जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की जय जय कृषि परिषद भारत की।
The first activity in any event in our Indian tradition is lighting a lamp. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the lamp. I request Dr. Mahendra Kumar and Dr. Mansa to help the dignitaries in lighting the lamp. Now welcoming the guests by a bouquet of flowers, I request our director Dr. Arang Sundaram to welcome the guests of honor, Dr. Jagdishwar Garu and Dr. Sesh Madhav, by a bouquet each. I request Dr. Mahendra Kumar to welcome our director. I request our CEO, Mr. Sitanshu, to welcome Mr. Tiwari. Now I request our director, Dr. Arang Sundaram, to give his welcome address and a brief report on the achievements of our institute during the current year.
Hello, Honorable Vice Chancellor Acharya N.G. Ranga Agriculture University, Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy, who is chief guest for today's function and who will also be delivering the Professor S.S. Shastri Memorial Lecture. Guests of honor, Dr. Sharat Kumar Pradhan, our beloved ADG FFC, Dr. R. Jagdishwar, Director of Research, Professor Jaishankar, State Telangana Agriculture University, and my dear friend, Dr. M. Sesh Madhav, Director, ICAR-IIRR Rajamundry, Dr. P.K. Tiwari, Senior Finance and Accounts Officer representing ICAR headquarters, family members of Professor S.S. Shastri, directors and representatives from different ICAR institutes, and beloved Dr. Ravindra Babu, Dr. Volati, Dr. Subramaniam, our esteemed retired staff who also served as directors of this institute, esteemed retired staff of our institute, staff of Rice Research Station, PJTSAU ARI, my dear colleagues from the institute, and other dignitaries attending the function online and offline. On behalf of ICAR Indian Institute of Rice Research and also on behalf of Society for Advancement of Rice Research, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you for the 8th Foundation Day of our institute. As you all are aware, this institute was established as All India Coordinated Rice Improvement Program in the year 1965. Later, in 1983, it was upgraded as a directorate with added mandate of doing lead research related to irrigated rice in addition to research coordination. And recently in the year 2014, in the month of December, our institute was upgraded to the status of a national institute under the name ICAR Indian Institute of Rice Research, and with the added mandate of, in addition to basic and strategic research related to irrigated rice, research coordination, and also added mandate of dissemination of research information and material to all the collaborating partners. Now coming into this rice scenario in the year 2022, as we all know, our institute in collaboration with ICAR-IIRR and ICAR-IIRR is coordinating All India Coordinated Research Project on Rice. And as per the advanced estimates on rice production released by Directorate of Economics and Statistics, Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, the estimated record total production of rice in the country is almost more than 130 million tons for the year 21-22. However, during Kharif 2022, due to vagaries of monsoon, a marginal decrease of coordinated All India Coordinated Research Project on Rice, and through which about 133 rice varieties have been notified and released. Of these, 54 are from CVRC and 79 are from SVRC. And 13 of these varieties are from our own institute. And this is a sort of record achievement for our institute. And I would like to congratulate all our scientists, colleagues, and others, and also our partners in ICAR for this achievement. These include DRR 57, a very promising variety, short duration variety, which performs very well under aerobic condition. DRR 58, which has not only bacterial blight resistance, but also salinity tolerance, possessing the QTL salt tol, and with medium slender grain type. Then DRR 59, having long slender grains with bacterial blight resistance. DRR 60, one of the first varieties developed in the world, having PUP1 or tolerance to low soil phosphorus. DRR 62, again a first. In the background of Samba Masuri, this variety carries both bacterial blight and then blast resistance. DRR 63, a very high zinc containing rice variety. DRR 64, this is very unique in the sense that it is an early duration variety with excellent grain quality and also very good record in terms of nitrogen use efficiency. DRR 65, which is also unique in the sense that it not only has very high yield, but also has tolerance to low soil phosphorus. And in fact, it is a success of our wild rice introduction program. And it was, I give the credit to Dr. Divya for this particular effort. Then we also released DRR 66, an NAL in the background of MTU Trenton, having PUP1. Then DRR 67, which is a zinc-rich rice variety. DRR 68, which has extraordinarily high yield. And then DRR 69, which is also high zinc rice variety. In fact, DRR 67, 68, and 69, these are Bangladeshi rice varieties with the names Birri 84, 99, and then 100. And through the agreement between SAARC countries, an initiative called Seeds Without Borders, they have been tested and then released in the country. And all these three varieties are suitable for Boro season. And I'm also happy to say that our institute has been a pioneer in terms of developing and then releasing the first ever public sector bred direct seeded aerobic rice suitable for stress-prone, water-limited condition and also direct seeded rice condition. And it has been released in about 5 states. And this is an achievement, and there is a lot of interest on part of private companies to license this particular hybrid. I credit our entire hybridized team, particularly Dr. Sengutuvel for this effort. And carrying this progress forward, my colleagues in biotechnology, Dr. Satyender, Dr. Neeraja and team, they have developed genome-edited lines of Samba Masuri, having edits in the gene called cytokinin oxidase or OSCKKX2. And because of this particular small mutation, we see at least about 15 to 40% increase in grain number in these grains. Of course, evaluations have been done in screenhouse condition, and the effects are to be validated in the field condition. But preliminary results were done in more than 200, 300 plants for the last 2 seasons in our screenhouse, shows that they not only have high grain number, but also have a strong cull, which will resist lodging, and also earlier maturity as compared to Samba Masuri. This is indeed a very laudable achievement. And my colleagues in soil science and in microbiology, they have developed or identified phosphate solubilizing bacterial cultures, Citrobacter, Aminolacticus, Bacillus species, and others. And these have been, for the first time, we have also recorded these cultures and with NBAM MAU as nationally agriculturally important microbial culture collection. This is a very laudable achievement. And my colleague, Dr. Sanjeev Rao, has identified a new wavelength for estimation of amylose content in rice. And at this wavelength, the interference from amylopectin is very negligible. And I'm sure that with these developments, grain quality analysis will be more science-based, and the values will be more accurate. And my colleague, Dr. Seshu Madhav, who is also here, he has developed, together with his team in biotechnology, breeding, and other disciplines, he has developed an enormous mutant resource, more than 10,000 mutant lines of Samba Masuri carrying mutations based on ethyl methyl sulfonate. And whole genome sequencing of these mutants as compared to Samba Masuri reveals very good variation in terms of enhanced tolerance to important biotic stresses like yellow stem borer, sheet blight, bacterial blight, and also several economically important traits like robust root system, early seedling vigor, and high yield under water limiting conditions. And this will serve as not only as a resource for our institute, but also for All India Coordinated Research Project on Rice, but also for the entire country. And I'm also happy to say that our pathology team have, for the first time, they obtained whole genome sequence data for the biocontrol agents, Bacillus valensis, Bacillus cabrialensis, a few other Bacillus, and also 2 most important Trichoderma species, Trichoderma aspergillum and Trichoderma species. And together, these efforts, this particular sequencing efforts, indicate that we are second to none in terms of using some of the advanced tools, not only related to breeding, but also related to other disciplines. And sequence information is also helping to identify the genes associated with biocontrol potential. My colleague, Dr. Lata, has also completed draft genome sequencing of important nitrogen-fixing rhizosporic endospore forming gram-positive plant growth promoting bacterium called Phanibacillus sonchi. And they have also undertaken dual transcriptomic analysis to study the compatibility between rice and nitrogen-fixing microbes, 2 groups, Gluconostrobacter group and then Bradyrhizobium group at molecular level. And excellent progress has been witnessed agronomy, wherein Dr. Mahendra Kumar has developed some water-saving technologies, including IoT-based water management. And we are also working on standardizing different rice-based rotations like rice-maize system, rice-SMM system and all. And we have also been pioneers in terms of generating the draft genome sequence of yellow stem borer, which is an important pest in rice. We have identified, this work was taken up by Dr. Seshu Madhav, Dr. Padma Kumari and team. This has revealed that there are at least 46,000 genes or more in the genome of stem borer pest, and its genome size is about 308 MB. And my wild rice breeding team have also completed sequencing of a popular wild rice derived variety called Chinsura nona, along with its parent called KMR3. And this effort has resulted in identification of Oryza rufipogon introgressions into Chinsura nona, which are associated either with high yield or with salinity tolerance. And equally appreciative are the efforts of our soil science team, wherein they are not only developed a simple to use soil testing kit, but have also commercially licensed it to a company called Krishi Tantra. And because of efforts of Dr. Brajendra, this particular initiative has bagged Digital India Awards, and very shortly the award will be received by our team along with Krishi Tantra. It will be handed over by Honorable President of the country. And my statistics and also team associated with computer application led by Dr. Selja, they have developed a package called ICAR-IIRR Stat, a web-based statistical package, which has been developed to analyze the multi-location data with random block and split plot experimental designs. Earlier, we were depending on ICAR-IIRR. Now we have our own software program, which is freely downloadable and which can be used by all our cooperating partners. This is in a gist about the research achievements. As far as awards and recognitions are concerned, we have received many awards, at least 3 of them. I'll read it out later. Many recognitions, 5 genetic stocks have been registered, and then several gene sequences have been submitted. And we have also received 1 patent and then filed 5 patent applications. And we have also been awarded 1 copyright application. And we have also launched 1 important portal, which is part of ICAR Seed portal. And I'm also happy to say that because of our excellent performance in the year 2019 and 20, recently ICAR released the institute ranking this thing. Our institute, among 105 ICAR institutes, our institute has received the 13th rank. This is indeed laudable with a limited strength we have shown. And I'm sure that in the year 21, 22 or later, we can try to excel this position. From 13, probably we can be even among the top 5 or top 10. As far as fellowships and other achievements are concerned, we have Dr. Abdul Fias, who has received Society for Wheat and Barley and other cereal research fellowship under the group Crop Improvement. Dr. Divya Balakrishnan has received the Best Poster Award at Mendel Symposia, and she has also bagged the ICAR Young Scientist Award. Dr. Girish has also bagged Best Poster Award. Dr. Shruti has received the prestigious Neelam Raju Ganga Prasad Rao and N. Kamla Gold Medal Award for her PhD work, which was done at ICAR from PJTSAU for securing the highest overall grade point average of 9.46 OGPA. And Sir Jagdishwar Sir, we are also grateful to both PJTSAU and Vishnu Sir to Angrao for sending us some of the best students we are having for pursuing their research. And the students from both Angrao and then PJTSAU have been outstanding. And I appreciate the initiative of the both the universities in sending some of the best students to do their MSc and then PhD thesis work. In addition to this, I have received a NASI fellowship for the year 2022. We have also registered some 5 promising genetic stocks. Fogok is a northeastern land race which has got excellent tolerance to sheet blight, nick blast, and leaf blast. We have registered another very promising breeding line called as RP5690 by Dr. G. Padmavati, which has got unique property in the sense that it has got resistance to both BPH and then WBPH, and the presence of several genes have also been characterized in that. Dr. Neeraja has very sincerely studied the variety or the landrace called as Chittimutyalu, and it has been registered as a novel germplasm possessing extraordinarily high zinc content along with excellent quality. Then very promising line in Nagina 22 mutant RP6338 has been registered as a heat tolerant mutant. Then RP6252 has been registered to have very high nitrogen use efficiency, giving very significant yields under low nitrogen, 50% nitrogen, and also at recommended nitrogen. And Dr. Vidhan Singh and then Dr. Azam have bagged 2 national patents, and 4 patent applications have already been submitted from our institute. And of course, the development and then maintenance of ICAR Seed portal by Dr. Selja's group is also very much laudable. As far as publication scenario is concerned, we have published till date more than 65 research papers. 50 of them are with NAS rating of 6 or more. 30 of them are with NAS rating of 10 or more. We also published several papers, posters, and then oral presentations. The number is more than 80. And we also published technical bulletins and popular articles, which are more than 10, and published at least 6 book chapters. And in this year, 11 PhD students were registered from different universities, and 4 of them have been awarded the PhD, and 12 MSc students have also completed their project work. We have completed about 15 training courses, both online and offline. I congratulate the team of Dr. Muthuraman and others for carrying out all these training courses successfully. And we have got requests from several of our equip centers to repeat these training courses. And we have also conducted several important events, some of which I'm going to list. We had an online meeting with the Consulate General of India in Ho Chi Minh City to celebrate 50th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relationship between India and Vietnam. And experts from Kulong Rice Research Institute, Vietnam, also participated. The topic of the webinar was Rice Research and Production in India, Opportunity to Cooperate with Vietnam. And due to the efforts of Dr. G. Padmavati, we have conducted almost 12 webinars or seminars, live seminars, under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav initiative, in which lectures were delivered by eminent persons like Dr. Jitendra Giri from NAPGR, then Dr. Praveen Rao and others who chaired a brainstorming session on rice and water. Dr. Nasse delivered lecture on rice value addition and future roadmap for India. And Dr. P.S. Brahmanand delivered a talk on the topic, Ideology of Swami Vivekananda, Motivational Force for Ensuring the Fruitful Result of Science and Technology and Establishing Welfare of Society. What I mean to say here is that we are not only focusing on academic seminars for the betterment of our staff, we are also conducting webinars on yoga and other meditation, other aspects also. And other noteworthy webinars conducted under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav initiative include its webinar by Dr. P.V. Varaprasad from Kansas State University, Dr. Tapan Kumar Mandal, who spoke on Voreza Cortata, Dr. S. Shobana spoke on an interesting topic, food and nutrition research in relevance to diabetes, wherein she touched upon the various facets of rice varieties with respect to their GI or low GI value. Then we also had Dr. C.R. Mehta, Director, ICAR Central Institute for Agricultural Engineering, who spoke on sustainable mechanization for rice production. And we also had Dr. N.K. Krishna Kumar, former DDG Horticulture ICAR, who delivered a talk on agrobiodiversity ecosystem services for sustainable agriculture. And we also had lectures by Dr. Niranjan Daisak, Dr. VPC, Honorable Retired Professor and Padma Shri. He spoke on IIRA interface with rice industry, wherein he spoke what is the right way to go for commercialization of technologies. And Dr. Mallikarjuna Swamy from IRRI, who is our own student who after postdoc joined IRRI as a regular faculty. He spoke on development of healthier rice to achieve global nutritional security. These are a few events which happened in the last several years and the last several months. And we also conducted, as I told you, 14 training programs, which include online training program on advanced statistical techniques for data analysis using R, online workshop on writing manuscripts with Mendeley, a virtual training program for equip functionalities for equip cooperators, pre-Kharif orientation training on adopting biofortified rice varieties. Dr. Amtul has developed a fun game for dissemination of good agricultural practices, which is basically a snake and ladder game. And we have also demonstrated soil testing with kits to several farmers. More than 10,000 farmers have been covered. Dr. Santosh has conducted a unique offline training course, which is a 2 weeks high-end workshop on statistical and machine learning techniques for agricultural systems modeling and forecasting using R. It's a SEBI-sponsored scheme under the Karyashala scheme. It was very well appreciated. And even though the number of registered participants were limited, a lot of participants participated unofficially and then got benefit from this course. And in association with Seva Spurti Foundation, we conducted a one-day awareness program on sustainable rice production and application of drone technology in several villages. And we now have our own unique soil testing laboratory, wherein we can undertake some of the basic parameters. We can undertake soil testing and then provide advisory services. And we also had an off-campus training program on improved rice production technology, which was organized in Bapatla, in a village called Cheruvu Jamlapalam. And several other events were conducted during this particular period. Some of the noteworthy events include our Farmers' Day, in which more than 400 farmers and representatives from different governmental agencies participated. We also had ICAR Industry Day, wherein more than 60 representatives from 30 different companies and firms participated. And we also had a program on Kisan Bhagidari, Pratmikta Hamari program, organized by our institute. And we have also celebrated International Yoga Day, in which Ms. Deepthi Mantri, founder organization called Yogashala, she delivered a talk on path of transformation, yoga, a boon for stress-free, healthy workforce. And we also conducted all our online and offline meetings very efficiently. We finished our IMC, IRC, and then RAC meetings in time. And we have also added a very important digital resource called as online reference library software or digital library software, which was added to our library due to the efforts of Dr. Ezra, our honorable librarian. In addition to all these things, I would also like to appreciate the efforts taken by Dr. Mahindra Kumar, Dr. Padmavati, and others in terms of conducting international conference on system of crop intensification in an outstanding manner, in which more than 400 people participated both offline and online. And there was also a special session going for half a day, wherein there was a serious interaction between farmers and the scientists, and then it was very well appreciated. And I would also like to appreciate all the participants of from ICAR-IIRR who participated enthusiastically in ICR sports meet. And for the first time, we have secured among the 25 South Zone institutes of ICR, we have got overall third position, and this is to be appreciated. We got the highest number of 4 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and then 2 bronze medals. And we have also organized in this particular period, that is the 2022 calendar year, we organized 5 important workshops, which include annual Hill Rice group meeting, annual Rice research group meeting, and virtual CRP biofortification review meeting. And 4 of our scientists, including Dr. Sengutuvel, Dr. Prakasam, Dr. Vijay Kumar, they were deputed, considering the waning COVID-19 situation, they were deputed to participate in international conferences in Philippines, Denmark, Bangladesh, and also in Thailand. And in this period, one of the noteworthy achievement is that in a single year, we got 21 externally sponsored projects, including contractual projects or consultative projects worth 444 lakhs. And then the number of projects we bagged is more than 21. And we, among these 2 international projects are also included. And among the ongoing projects, we have got 45 externally funded projects with a budget of more than 28 crores. And because of externally sponsored projects, despite a significant fund cut from ICR, we have been able to meet our targets and then do really good work. And we have also signed a MOU this year with 2 universities called Sanskriti University and then Satyabama University. We have more than 40 MOUs signed with different universities, including PJTSAU, Angrao, IGKV, and other universities, which permits their students to come to ICAR-IIRR, use our resources, and get benefited either on payment or non-payment basis. As far as administration is concerned or staff changes are concerned, I would like to welcome 2 important additions to our family. Dr. Sitanshu Kumar, he has joined, he was working as Senior Administrative Officer at Indian Institute of Oilseeds Research. He has joined our family as Chief Administrative Officer. And Srimati O. Sunita, who was earlier working as Private Secretary at Directorate of Poultry Research. She has joined ICAR-IIRR as Principal Private Secretary. And in addition to that, 2 of our staff, Dr. Aarti Singh and Dr. Sesh Madhav, they have, Dr. Aarti Singh has got transfer to Indian Institute of Seed Sciences, MAU, and Dr. Sesh Madhav was elevated as Director, Central Tobacco Research Institute. And this year also saw record promotions among administrative staff. 4 of our esteemed staff got promoted, and 4 of our technical staff, including our drivers, also got promoted. And for the first time, we conducted DPC for not 1 or 2, for 25 scientists, and all of them got their promotional orders. And of course, this has also been a year wherein we saw a few retirements also, particularly in the administration and technical cadre. Srimati Kaushalya, who very ably worked as Assistant Administrative Officer, she retired. Mr. T.N. Prashad, who was working as our plumber and then technical officer, he retired. And our esteemed senior colleague, Dr. Subramaniam, also retired in this particular calendar year. and Srimati Sudhavalli Tayaru also retired, in addition to 10 TSL and then SSS category staff. I once again thank all of you for patiently listening to our own achievements. It's only a brief gist of the achievements, and I thank each one of you for providing all the necessary support for proper functioning of our institute. Not only our own staff, first of all, my gratitude is for Dr. Sharad Kumar Pradhan at ICAR headquarters. He has been offering us excellent support. So is the case with Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy from ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, and also from Dr. Jagdishwar, Director of Research, PJTSAU. And Sir Tiwari, we would like to acknowledge the excellent support whatever we are receiving from ICAR, the Finance Department. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you one and all. Thank you. Yeah, so
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request the guest of honor, Dr. R. Jagdishwar Garu, to give his address to the audience.
Respected chief guest of today's function, Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Honorable Vice Chancellor, ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, and ADG FFC Dr. Pradhan Garu, and esteemed guest of honor, our former Rice family member and present director, CTRI, Sheshamadhavji, and my classmate Mahendra Kumar and Prasad Babu Garu, and other distinguished colleagues from the finance department, Tiwari Saab and Subhanshu, and former directors of this institute, particularly Anand Kumar sir, Ravindra Babu sir, Oleti Garu, and Guraj Katte, and all the former PIs and esteemed faculty members of this institute, and our own colleagues, students, and representatives from the ICAR institutes, the local and also non-teaching employees, farm labor, and members from print and electronic media. Very good morning to one and all. So this is a very important day for all of us because of the three reasons, this Foundation Day. The first one is the recapitulation and the memories and the contribution made by our predecessor. So they have played a greater role in building up of this institution to the level where it is serving about different agroecological, particularly the rice, and there are about more than 100 voluntary centers and almost 45 funded centers. Really, it is an amazing work that has been done from this ICAR-IIRR. And another important is the Foundation Day. The most important is honoring of the people who have contributed their might for the development, particularly the farmers of in the rice ecosystem who are working across the India. And third one is, this is the day to draw the action plan for the future needs. What is the need of the farmers for the meeting the future requirements? So these are the three important aspects. Now we already, Sundaram has covered excellent, the significant achievements made by this group. Really, it is amazing, sir. You have covered almost right from crop improvement, NRM technologies, plant protection, and extension, and whatnot. Excellent, and including the good number of projects and good number of varieties, particularly almost 13 varieties have been released, and they are particularly in Telangana, the RP Bio 226, DRO than 42, 45, and also 53, 59. They are really, during my technical inspections also, I visited some of the places. really they are performing very well. And in particular, the in the endemic areas, particularly the BLB, where now it is becoming very serious issue, where the RP bio to 6 is faringly well, and still there is a requirement from the farming community which requires like, multiple resistant varieties, particularly along with the BLB. Now recently we are also getting a lot of issues with the gall midge and also BPH in some of the places in neck blast. So these are the need of the hour. So I will definitely, as already I have seen some of the progress made in the development of these varieties. Once again, I congratulate all the rice family members for developing such a good technologies and also varieties for the benefit of the farming community of India. So sir has given the overall scenario of the India, the rice scenario. Just I would like to put forth the recent scenario of the Telangana. And also here in Telangana over the last 8 years, the acreage, paddy acreage in Vanakalam has increased to the extent of 173%. And similarly in Asangi about 193%. If you see that has come from, previously it was 12.73 lakh acres. Now it has gone to almost 104 lakh acres. A tremendous area has been increased in the Telangana. And at the same time, the support given by the IRR is very immensely. So this time, almost 8 varieties have been released at national level, out of which 5 are from the rice group. And these are support given by the IRR. And I immensely thank all the rice family for giving the support. And they are really faringly well. And another important aspect is, and previously the exports from Telangana is very, very meager. It was about only 8,000 metric tons. Now that has been rose to almost 27,000 metric tons. So this has also happened because of the some of the varieties released from the through IRR, particularly Shobini, Sugandha Samba, and also the Telangana Sona. Now it has picked up very well, and almost there are about 6 private firms now they are commercializing this and they are exporting to the various countries. And not only the varieties which are developed here through your support, they are faringly well in the 10 states, particularly AP, Tamil Nadu, UP, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and West Bengal. So this is the impact. So I once again convey my sincere thanks to the director IRR and all the former directors and all the support, not only for the technical mentoringship and also the financial support has been given during the period of Ravindra Babu Garu and Anand Kumar Garu, and also it was amazing and we benefited much, and also our students got good name, and also they have got good internationally they have given some of the challenges. So really it was all happened because of support. I wish that on this day I once again congratulate each one of you, right from casual labor to the highest authority, and also at the same time I also convey my sincere thanks to all the ICAR authorities at the headquarters level for their support both in financial and also technical. So with these few words, I once again wish that the next year also this institute will come with many more feathers and also good achievements. I wish that all the best for the next future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagdishwar Garu. We are happy that a member of our own rice family till recently is heading an ICAR Institute, Central Tobacco Research Institute, that is Dr. Sesh Madhav. I request Sesh Madhav to give his remarks.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's like a coming home again. Yeah, and it's really, I feel honored and happy to be here. The chief guest of today's function, Dr. Vishwadhar Reddy Garu, is in online. VC APAU, and guest of honor, Dr. S.K. Pradhan, ADG FFC, and Dr. R. Jagdishwar Garu, Director of Research, PGSTAU, where I am alumni of PGSTAU, sir, and Director of ICAR-IIRR, Dr. Sundaram, my friend and my batchmate from the MSc, and the previous directors of the institute, Dr. Ravindra Babu Garu, Dr. Anand Kumar Garu, and Dr. Voliti, and retired scientists. I can see Dr. A.J.K. Murthy, Dr. S.R.P. Sharma, Dr. Recently retired Dr. Subramanian Garu, and Dr. Kati Garu, and scientist friends, my scientist friends, the luminary of scientists here, and Rice, and then technical officers, very, close friend of mine, that's Mr. Uday Kumar, and then administrative officer, Mr. Shitanshu Ji, and SFO, Tiwari Ji, and student friends, and my dear colleagues. So it's a very good morning, and it's really, I feel like honored to be here in a 8th Foundation Day of ICAR-IIRR. I've been from here from 2006 October till 2022 November, almost like 18 years I was here. And before that also I was in a Rice family in IRI. That is the start of my career in a Rice. But before that, many people may not be knowing, I worked in a tobacco. I started my career in tobacco and now heading to the same institute. That's, I feel like sometimes, sometimes I feel like I feel excited to go there. At the same time, I am having a nervousness to handle that institute. But I think I can do that. I can handle better. So coming to the ICAR-IIRR, I started career in DRR when Dr. Viratmat was the director, and then Dr. Ravindra Babu sir, and Dr. Anand Kumar Garu, and Dr. Volati. I see all the, very glorious times of DRR and ICAR-IIRR. And it's been, it's whatever you say, IR regarding IR, it's very, very less, because just now my friend Sundaram told about progress of the institute. I don't think there is any gap in that. There is everywhere. You have what my son and Dr. Anand Kumar Garu tells about 4 Ps every time, that products, processes, and patents and publications. You have all 4 Ps. So there is no gap in that. So I am also trying in CTRI that 4 Ps now. We started with Project Sir, which is another P, which is to be a precursor for these 4 Ps. So that projects I started now. So hopefully with that precursor, we'll get other 4 Ps. So what I can say that there is no gap in ICAR-IIRR, although all 4 Ps, which I consider a research institute to be there, which is there. Only thing I think we need, time for the Rice is very gone much ahead now. Agriculture itself gone to the agriculture 4.0, where we need to put more energy into the commercial side. How to make our farmers to get higher revenue. Double the farmers' income, which our clarion call by our Prime Minister Modi ji. How to double the income? In case of rice, I think it is a little tough, but there are avenues which Vidhan Singh ji knows. Mechanization can reduce the cost of cultivation. Thereby, you can increase the farm income. Similarly, I was just noting down some of the value additions which Dr. Rajam ji was doing for value addition. I think that will be a key which can really make to the profitable. Other than that, I think as a research institute, which is maybe placed in the number 13, but I am sure it will go to the within a year it will go within a 3. I'm sure that, because I know Sundaram from long time. You may not be knowing before his marriage. I know, so he's capable. He's methodology, and he's very planned, not like me. So So with this, I mean, with this confidence, I can say that IIR definitely can go to within a first 3 ranks. So that is the thing I want to tell. So, which I feel one of the things which, I mean, maybe you can take as a suggestion, that taking a teams, making a teams on a thematic areas, which is really important, because people, repetition of the work, if you do individually, there will be a lot of repetition of work. So if you can work on a thematic areas, which Dr. Anand Kumar sir was trying to do, but could not happen that time, I think so. So the team making, let us say like VPH team, let us say like you make a fast smart team. So that team, which involves like crop protection, breeder, biotechnology, then I think can deliver much faster than what we are delivering at right now. That's, you can think that's up to have, I mean, within your purview, within your IRC teams or within your these things can make them, then things may happen much better. I think that's what I said also once. And the lastly, I want to say that recently I met to Honorable DG. He says, you should not worry, you are from rice में बहुत कुछ हो गया और कुछ करने का है नहीं, तुम अभी जाके कमर्शियल क्रॉप में करो, उसमें बहुत कुछ है. So then I feel, I mean, I took like a this thing, rice में बहुत कुछ हो गया, but how और करने का भी है, ऐसा नहीं है कि rice में, because challenges are also very, I mean, everyday challenges are coming. So he told me that you should don't worry, you go and work in commercial crops where usme there are nothing has done. So that is the thing. And for the scientists, I can say the rice scientists are really are great in India. Wherever you go, rice scientist gives a very high value, and it is a pride to say that I'm a rice scientist. That is the stigma. Yeah, that is the stigma attached to the rice, because it is very important crop in India and also in the world. So you should all feel proud to be a rice scientist, because opportunities are enormous and the sky is the limit for the rice scientists. They can do anything and they can flourish anywhere. That is the thing I want to say for the rice scientists. And then all the technologies, whatever you have, from the genomics, molecular breeding, or whatever, I mean, drones, everything can be done very, very nicely in the rice. So you can be a champion for all the technologies, and thereby you can do. I mean, Dr. Rathod also developed so many tools, statistical tools, which are also, I mean, a kind of a new in a system that can also be used. And that's how I picked only one point from your point, when you talk that one patent got even. That was when I was here in ITMU chairman, Dr. Sharma ji used to tell that why in IIRR is lagging behind in the patents. Now I came to know that one patent also got in IIRR. It's true. Yeah, that's good. That means, I mean, I feel happy that I started as ITMU chairman to process those patents and all. And then we got it now 2 patents. That means in IIRR, all 4 P's. That's what I'm saying. All 4 P's are achieved. Even in the patents, we were lagging behind earlier. That's also achieved. So that's all. I mean, I can, in this moment, I can say, I congratulate you all. And I can say that all the very best for your future. And then for the rice is alive. So you can do wonders and people will follow you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sesh Madhav. Another esteemed guest of honor we have online is our beloved ADC, Dr. S.K. Pradhan. Sir, I request you to address the gathering.
Hello. Very good morning to all. Am I audible? Hello. Very good morning to all. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. Very good morning again. Honorable Vice Chancellor Angrao, Chief Guest of this today's function, Dr. Reddy Garu, Director of the Institute, Dr. Sundaram, Director of CTRI, Dr. Sesumadhav, then Dr. Mahendra Kumar Garu, then with us Dr. Mr. Tiwari ji from ICAR headquarters, senior finance officer, and many dignitaries like former directors, Dr. Anand Kumar sitting here, Dr. Rabindra Kumar, and many more dignitaries attending the function. Dear scientists and staff, first of all, I congratulate you all. A hearty congratulations to you all for your Foundation Day celebration, and best wishes to you all. So this is the 8th Foundation Day, particularly as after you become the institute. So it is actually very happy. I could know that a lot of progress has been made here, as explained by the director of the institute, Dr. Sundaram. Really, all are praiseworthy steps. All the things you have achieved here, all the P's like Dr. Sisu Madhav told, publication, product, patents, all these things. So definitely all the people associated with it, with the institute directly or indirectly, all deserve appreciation for these laudable achievements. So in this occasion, I wish further betterment next year, so that better, as was told by Dr. Sundaram, the institute is now ranked 13. So I wish next time the way the institute is working, it should go ahead. That means within 10 or 5 it should come definitely. That is my best wishes. And we should also feel proud that you are a part of such a big food grain system, that is rice. Globally it is used so much, is as a staple food. And rice, particularly in India, it is 2/3 of the people, they use it as a staple food. As well as if you will think globally, then about half of the global population, more than that, about 4 billion people, they use rice as a staple food. So improvement and all this technology related to rice associated with this, definitely you deserve appreciation, as well as we feel proud of that. We actually really associated with this crop. And besides, Indian Institute of Rice Research is contributing so much towards this, and it has a direct role in achieving this food grain security of the country, as well as production using our targeted food grain production. Particularly, I can say about rice, as told by Dr. Sundaram, it is about 130, though there may be few million tons less this year we may expect, but it is a very satisfying moment for us. So we are achieving our target. Is it actually enough for us? This is a thing we will be analyzing ourselves. But if we will be seeing the trade scenario, then we lead the globe. About 40% of our trade is from India only, and that is really a very good achievement for us. So, but beside that, can we be happy with that? And it is already we achieved, but it is a really is it a self complacent thing? Can we think like that? So if we will be thinking in future, we have many challenges. How to go ahead with so many challenges. You are achieving all these things currently. Okay, very good. But we have to see the challenges future, what we are going to face, or likely that to happen. So I just want to highlight few of these things, so that our research will be oriented towards those points. Particularly if we will be seeing we are achieving self-sufficiency, in food grain and particularly to rice, as well as we are exporting a lot. But if we will be thinking, what about our nutritional security? We are not secured about that. So we have to see about that. If we will be seeing about nutritional aspect, then through supplementation, it is very difficult for our country to supplement the food grain with artificially. So definitely we should go with biofortification. So there should be a focus for this. That sufficiency we have not achieved. So that is to be a priority area, a concern. We can see that this sufficiency should be taken care. So if you will be thinking other challenges like we are day by day, everybody, this climate change is adverse effects are very now very particular and very erratic also. So particularly being the main crop, rice is the main culprit of it, and rice is the main victim of it. So we have to challenge, we have to see these challenges, how under this situation we have to address the issue of climate change, and we have to develop technology so that farmer will not face a lot of losses in this in rice production. Particularly, farmers, they are facing day by day, the profit is becoming very low from rice. So again, these challenges, so many challenges, we have to see these challenges very carefully. So in order to do that, how to just you told so many technology, anything that is a very good progress, but we have to focus more on towards those climate resilient, climate smart type of varieties, wherein we have to put so many traits together. So in a classical way, the way we were thinking to put trait in one variety, a good variety, so many trait, it is not difficult. So you can put all the trait together in a genomic assisted breeding fashion, and you can have your breeding program. So that is one concern area. But if we will be thinking other challenges, like now you have issues like water issues, where we have to face the future. We have to address these issues. The water use efficient aspect need to be aspect more. Yet we don't know the mechanism where the genomic region located. The total genetic variation exists in rice crop, but we don't know where it is and how to deploy the genes. So more work need to be done on particularly this water use efficiency area and addressing the water issue. So that is one important one. Then another thing area I want to say you about that is about input use efficiency. Everywhere is a issue like nitrogen. There is a loss of 32. Only use efficiency is 30 to 40%. In case of phosphorus is up to 20%. In case of potash is up to 50 to 60%, like that. So a great loss we are each year we are losing, and we are also polluting to our environment. So input use efficiency is very much required and focus area here. These are the challenges we have to do. We have achieved sufficiency, okay, but we have to address these issues very well. And I'm happy to hear that ICAR-IIRR has recently developed few varieties which are very much stress tolerant, particular to phosphorus fertilizer. So that is a very good beginning, and we can use more input efficiency, particularly nitrogen use efficiency. Then even if we can think for other input efficiency like water and others. So these are very much important, and these area we have to touch and know all these aspects. A lot of work mechanism area need to be done here. So these challenges we have to think input use efficiency. Then also particularly if we will be seeing the climate change situation, then there may be some diseases or insect pests which are suddenly suddenly become very dangerous to the rice crop. So these are to be taken care. Like recently, you have seen the BPH in the Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh. I remember during 2018, the insect become a havoc, and that is due to these changes and such things. We have to develop abiotic, stress tolerant variety, so that will be a climate smart type of variety for the farmers, so that any changes, sudden changes in the climate, any climate change effect in future, our productivity, production will be like a shield. And other concern like target, coming to our target future, if we will be seeing target our population growth rate and recent trend, it is okay, comfortable, we can go ahead with few years. But beyond that, we may face difficulty. We have to think some innovative approaches, how to go ahead with higher production. So things you may imagine like the year 2035, year 2040, 2050. By that time, we may require more food grain, particularly rice. We may require almost maybe more than 160 milled 60 ton of milled rice, which by the time we'll be having almost like 160-70 crores of people. So now you can know about 125 million ton of rice, of which we are able to feed 139 crores people. So by that time, our land will be much less. So all the good lands we are converting to commercial purposes and other purposes like that. And again, we have also very harsh ecology like deep water upland. So in that way, we will be reducing our good land, cultivable land, and we may get about 30-35 million hectare of land. So by that time, it will be definitely a challenge to us. We have to address those issues also, and how to enhance the yield ceiling, particularly as your director was mentioning about genome editing and editing of oxidase gene is giving 30-40% yield jump. Also in that case, other also GN1A and so many yield QTLs editing, there is enough strength where we can go ahead also like pyramiding of yield QTL and through genomic assisted breeding, so many donors we can put together and we can enhance these, and we can start from now beginning, so that we can get, by the target time, we'll be able to achieve our target new demand target we will be able to fulfill. So that I hope that target will not be a problem. The way people are working now and the achievement we are getting and encouraging result we are getting, so we are complacent, but we should not be complacent. We have to see these direction and there are many promising issues like as you told, all the area of all the discipline you have achievements is very promising. We have to see also the other issues like there are some burning issues in rice, particularly straw is a burning issue. Rice burning of straw is a problem, environment pollution. So how to alternate use of straw, we should think for that. And other product like how to convert this from straw to ethanol, particularly. Is there any variability in rice in the genetic variation for ethanol production? If yes, then let us know the genomic region and deploy in high yielding varieties, so that we will be one type of straw we will be producing, so that will be better for more ethanol production. Similarly, you can think for like our very healthy oil is we are obtaining from rice bran oil. So it is also there is variation exist in rice giving different content of this bran oil. So whether we are able to detect that where it is present and whether we are able to transfer it to the high yielding background, so that this industrialization of this will happen and farmer will be benefited more, profit will come more of that. Also, if you see the use like beverage making also Japonica rice, they are more better for beverage making. So if it can be converted in indica rice, that will be very good profit earning and will be one can be linked to a value chain type system, and that if that we can transfer to our variety and make it in a farmer linked to a value one, so that industry can be linked with farmers and the farmer can be benefited a lot. So these are the actually so many rice, as Dr. Sesu Madhav told, challenges are reducing, but I see challenges are increasing so many. So as rice is life, people cannot leave rice. So they will be with rice and we will be with life. We will be with rice and rice is life. So we cannot. And we have many challenges. We will be going with challenges. We will be addressing the challenges. So this is my view that yes, all the challenges are coming. We will be facing all the challenges the way the institute is working. So once again, I congratulate you all the faculty staff member of the institute, associated directly as indirectly with the institute for its 8th foundation day, its date of its inception, and best wishes to you all. And I thank you all for inviting me and making me a part of this celebration. Thank you all. Thank you.
Suggestions, and I assure you that we will work towards them. Now we are happy to have among us the Senior Finance and Accounts Officer from ICAR headquarters, Mr. P.K. Tiwari ji. I request Tiwari ji to give his brief remarks.
गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार। आज के मुख्य अतिथि माननीय श्री डॉक्टर विश्ववर्धन रेड्डी, एडीजी डॉक्टर एस.के. प्रधान सर, डॉक्टर जगदीश्वर, डायरेक्टर रिसर्च पीजीटी एसएयू, आदरणीय निदेशक डॉक्टर सुंदरम, निदेशक सीटीआरआई सेतु माधव, सभागार में उपस्थित अन्य अतिथि गण, देवियों और सज्जनों, आज यहाँ भारतीय चावल अनुसंधान संस्थान के स्थापना दिवस पर उपस्थित होना मेरे लिए अत्यंत सौभाग्य का विषय है। भारतीय कृषि अनुसंधान परिषद में कार्य करते हुए हमारी यही कामना, यही प्रयास रहता है कि सभी संस्थान उत्कृष्ट कार्य करें एवं हर तरह से संस्थान के प्रगति के लिए प्रयासरत रहे। पुनः मुझे यहाँ आमंत्रित करने के लिए आप सबका धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Tiwari ji. Now it is time to hear to the chief guest delivering the S.V. Sastry Memorial Lecture. Before we listen to him, Dr. S.V. Sastry Memorial Lecture was instituted in the year 2019, and we are organizing this lecture on the foundation day since then. I invite Dr. Sage Padmavati, currently the chief editor of the journal, to say a few words about the memorial lecture.
Good morning to each one of you. I feel privileged to apprise you about Dr. S.V. Sastry Garu and the Memorial Lecture series. Dr. HVS Sastry Garu was born on 4th November 1928. His early education was in Guntur and Peddapuram, and he has done his bachelor's degree from Agriculture College, Bapatla, and his Master of Science and doctoral degree from University of Wisconsin in 1958. He started his career as an assistant professor cytogenetics in 1958 to 61 and botanist in 1961 to 66 at the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. His research spanned wide range of subjects, including cytogenetics, taxonomy, genetics, plant breeding, physiology, crop science, agronomy, extension, and even the development. He took over as the project coordinator of rice in 1966 and served till 1977. He guided 3 PhD students and developed 4 rice varieties, namely Jaya, Falguna, Prakash, and Sona. All of these varieties were very popular among the farmers, and noteworthy among these is Jaya, which is still popular with the farmers. Later on, he joined as Senior Agriculture Officer, Agriculture Production and Protection, and then as Executive Secretary, International Rice Commission, FAO, Rome, from 1975 to 1977. He served as Director of Research, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, Nigeria, from 1977 to 1983. He also served as the Honorary Trustee and Vice Chairman of the Program Committee of IRRI, 1970 to 73, and Chairman Steering Committee and Member Scientific and Technical Committee, West Africa Rice Development Association, that is WARDA, from 1977 to 82. Recognizing his monumental contributions in the area of science and technology, especially in rice research, the President of India honored him with the Padma Shri Award in 1971. He has also been honored with several other awards, including Borlag Award 1974, Jana Reddy Venkat Reddy Prize 1974, Tanesh Club Medal 1974, West Godavari Farmers Trophy 1975. He was also elected as a Fellow of INSA and also NAS. Now, you see, through his futuristic vision, he has been instrumental in planning and establishment of this ECRIP, that is All India Coordinated Rice Improvement Project at Rajan Nagar, Hyderabad, which later has been renamed as Directorate of Rice Research and now Indian Institute of Rice Research. In 2019, during the tenure of Dr. S.R. Voleti sir, his Dr. HVS Sastry Garu family members have come and they have contributed around 15 lakhs, and based on that, this Memorial Lecture Award was instituted, and also few SAR awards were also instituted. This initiated in 2019. The first Memorial Lecture series was given by Dr. Vijay Pal Singh, former Principal Scientist and Project Leader Rice, ICAR, New Delhi, designing future rice for enhanced profitability and nutritional security. In 2020, Dr. D.V. Sheshugaru was given, former Global Coordinator, Injure and Rice Breeder, IRRI Philippines, on strategic networking for global rice genetic advancement. In 2021, the HVS Sastry Memorial Lecture Series was given by Professor T.R. Sharma Garu, DDG Crop Sciences, ICR, New Delhi, on rice improvement, new breeding technologies. And now we have with us Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Vice Chancellor of ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Padmavati. The chief guest of today, Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy, doesn't need any introduction, as he too was a member of Rice family, as he did his PhD work under the chairmanship of then Director Dr. E. Siddiqui. But still, for the benefit of the newly joined scientists, I request Dr. P. Muthuraman to introduce the chief guest to the audience.
Very good afternoon to everybody. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah. Our chief guest of today's function and my good friend Dr. Adala Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, Director of this institute, Dr. Sundaram, and guest of honors of today's function, my friend Dr. Chase Madhav, currently Director CTRI, Dr. Sarath Kumar Pradhan from the council, and Dr. Jagadishwar, who was our ACRIP cooperator for a long time, Right now, he is the director of research in the local university PGHCU, and all the former directors, Dr. Ravindra Babu Garu, Dr. P. Anand Kumar, Dr. Volatti, and the former colleagues, Dr. Gurraj Katti, Dr. A.G.K. Murthy, Dr. Subramanyam, Dr. Sharma, and my valued colleagues. It is a great privilege to pronounce the small biodata of Vishnuvardhan Reddy. Actually, Vishnuvardhan Reddy was born in Rajamundry in a typical middle class farm family. What he is today in this position is because of mere hard work. He did his BSc and MSc from Agriculture College, Bapatla, and he did his PhD here in this institute in 1988 with Padma Shri Dr. E.A. Siddique. He worked on the galmet resistant breeding, which later fetched him the Jawaharlal Nehru Young Scientist Award. His notable contribution, he is instrumental in developing 25 crop varieties, hybrids, starting with the sunflower when he was a scientist in DOR, that is particularly the variety APSH 66, then castor, sesamum, then rice, millet, bajra, black gram, red gram. He has expertise in rice, pulses, oil seeds, and millets. He has developed more than 216 diverse hybrids and 45 CMS lines and 63 R lines of sunflower. In the administrative experience, he started his career as a scientist in the Exalted ARS service from IPATS 1990 ARS. He was posted as a sunflower breeder in Indian Institute of Oilseeds Research. Then he moved to Angro as a director of the seed research, then as director ICAR-IIRR, Andhra Pradesh Rice Research Institute, Martero. Then he moved to IIRR as a director. Now he is holding the position of vice chancellor. He's having very vast administrative experience, lot of professional recognition to his credit, like fellow Indian Society of Oilseeds Research, then editor of the Journal of Oilseeds Research, vice president AP chapter of the Indian Society of Genetic and Plant Breeding, vice president of the Indian Society of Oilseeds Research, then general secretary of ISOR. So the list is very exhaustive. I restrict here itself to his credit. He has many research publications also. That is almost 164 publications of national and international recognitions, 24 conference proceedings, 64 books and book chapters. He also guided almost 64 MSc and PhD students to his credit, and he got quite good many number of awards like Neelakandapuram Kaverappa Gold Medal for Best Agriculture Research, Distinguished Scientist Award, then World Telugu Conference Award, Seedmen's Association Award, Andhra Pradesh Scientist Award, Jawaharlal Nehru Young Scientist Award, Best ACRIP Award for castor in the year 2009-10, then Best ACRIP Award for the oil seeds crop in 2014. Then during his leadership in IIRR, they backed the Chaudhary Devilal Outstanding Award for the ACRIP on castor, and Rajashree Tandon Official Language Award during his directorship. Sir, the best is yet to come and it will come in due course, sir. And today I have seen one commonality, all the Panjapandavas, Vishnuvardhan Reddy, Sarath Kumar Pradhan, Meenakshi Sundaram, Sesh Madhav, and Jagadishwar, all of them are basically rice workers. So what it indicates, rice is not only life, rice will rule ICR, it is ruling, it will rule also further. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muthuraman. Now I request the chief guest, Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, to deliver the Dr. S.V. Shastri Memorial Lecture. Sir, now the floor is yours.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. I'm extremely happy to talk to the scientists, faculty, students, teaching and non-teaching, employees of my beloved institute, the Directorate of Rice Research, the Indian Institute of Rice Research. I'm extremely happy and thankful to Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram and all the alumnus of Indian Institute of Rice Research for giving me the opportunity to share my views on this very important day, foundation day of the Indian Institute of Rice Research, and to speak a few words in the memorial lecture of the great personality, great Indian rice breeder, Dr. Padma Shri S.V. Shastri Saab, Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram, Director, Indian Institute of Rice Research, ADG, Dr. Pradhanji, Dr. Jagdishwar, my friend, Director of Research, Professor Jaishankar, Telangana State Agriculture University, my friend Sheshu, Director, CTRI Rajamundry, Tiwari Saab, Senior Finance Officer, Council, Shitanshu, my colleague, a most dynamic administrative officer in Indian Council of Agriculture Research, an excellent person, a positive administrative officer in ICAR, former directors, Dr. Anand Kumar Saab, Dr. Ravindra Babu Garu, Dr. Oleti Garu, Subramanian Garu, Srinivas Prasad, my friend from Agriculture College Bapatla, my classmate Padmavati Guntapalli, and another Padmavati, Jhansi, and so many distinguished scientists sitting in the auditorium, and beloved students and other staff members of the Indian Institute of Rice Research. I love this institute, Directorate of Rice Research, and to be very open, I wanted to work as scientist at that time in 1992 at this directorate, but I was posted to Hyderabad, but I could not work in Hyderabad, the DRR at that time, and ICAR has posted me to Directorate of Oilseeds Research. And again, I think I competed with Dr. Ravindra Babu Garu at the time of heading the organization. Again, I was not so fortunate to become the director of this institution, but I am extremely happy Ravindra Babu Garu, being the director of this institute, has made significant contribution, phenomenal improvement for the growth and development of this great institution, which I like. And there's no exaggeration. I can say that I think today Dr. Subbarao Saab is missing. When he was working somewhere, he was posted somewhere else after selected as a scientist in ICAR. Definitely, I am responsible for instigating him or encouraging him to try for his posting to the great. In the time, DRR was considered as one of the best ICAR organizations, no doubt in it. Under the leadership of Professor Padma Shri Dr. Siddiq Saab, my mentor, my advisor for my PhD, and who is responsible for my shaping my career. And I am highly grateful to Dr. Siddiq Saab for his guidance and mentorship, because of whose mentorship today I am in this position. And that time actually, when he was director there for 7 years or so, and then before becoming Deputy Director General Crop Sciences, the Council, and he has developed the DRR as one of the best ICAR organizations. It was a craze to the newly selected scientists to get a posting in the Directorate of Rice Research that time. Several new programs have been initiated that time. Hybrid rice program under the leadership of Dr. Ish Kumar, and then biotechnology program with the leadership of Dr. N.P. Sharma Saab. Wonderful schemes were introduced, and many stalwarts used to work that time. I was there almost 3.5 years for my PhD, and as soon as my admission in PhD in 88 October, immediately I was asked to report to Dr. Siddiq, and in the first 10th day itself, and initiated my research work with the help of Dr. Prasad Rao, U. Prasad Rao, Dr. Bentur, Dr. Kalode, and many stalwarts were there that time. Of course, it is being continued even today, managing the legacy of the Directorate of Rice Research as one of the wonderful organization contributing the best for rice production and productivity in the country. We all know that the rice, always we are talking about stagnation and plateauing of rice yields. But if you see the last 5 or 6 years, every year continuously 5 to 6 million tons of additional rice is being produced. Productivity has increased from 668 kilos. Now today it is for the 2021-22, the productivity is 2985 kilos. Significant, more than 4.5 times the productivity has increased. The production has increased from 30 million tons, 30.58 million tons from during the year 50-51 to about 20.58, I think, 20.58 million tons. Today it is 130.29 million tons. Record production, all of us we know, and all of us are very proud, especially the rice scientists must be very, very proud because of the great contribution in this country. Continuously adding every year 4 to 6 million tons is not a small thing. And we have been listening, even when we joined for our BSc Agriculture, they used to say that land is stable and the productivity we have to increase. That time it was around 111 million tons. Now it is total food grain production has crossed 315 million tons. And the major chunk belongs to our rice and wheat. So definitely the contributions of the rice scientists, especially the scientists of the Directorate of Rice Research, and of course other national organizations, ICAR-IIRR or NRRI, and other several SAUs in the country, they have made tremendous progress and contribution for increasing the production and productivity of rice in this country, feeding our population, making our country self-sufficient in food grain production. And we are exporting worth, I think, 72,000 crores, as it was told by our Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram. And the productivity has increased significantly, as I said, the great contribution. And I wanted to share actually or discuss 3-4 points, not a elaborate lecture. All of us, you are the stalwarts in rice. I have very, very limited knowledge in rice. Other than my PhD work for 3-4 years on gall-midge resistance breeding, and I was working for hybrid rice scheme. I was working as research associate with Dr. Ish Kumar, myself and Rajesh Singh, presently the Vice Chancellor of Gorakhpur University, and we were working with Dr. Ish Kumar. And then, of course, Dr. Viraktamat and Ilyas Ahmad, Vijay Kumar and all, they have joined. And then the Monteiro Rice Research Station is one of the most premier research organizations in the country. I can say all of you know that the mega varieties contribution from ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, whether it is Bapatla 5204 or MTU 7029 Swarna, Katandar Sannalu, MTU 1010 or 1001, or now even in addition to these mega varieties, NLR 34449 and several varieties in the last 5-6 years also. There is 1121 and 1153, 1156, like that. Several varieties have been developed from this Monteiro Research Station. And again, the great contribution. I take the opportunity to just share the information of our rice scientists of ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, who have contributed the best under again the leadership of Indian Institute of Rice Research. And all of you must be knowing the recent contribution of Monteiro 1318. Again, the greatest contribution, I can say that in the last 35-36 years, the variety MTU 7029 Swarna was ruling for want of, because of its the greatest characteristics and its various diverse agroclimatic conditions all over the country, in addition to our country, South Asian countries. And none of the institutions in the state or the country or all over the world, they could develop a variety which is equal to or better than Swarna or BPT 5204. So I can confidently say that even today, the Swarna and BPT 5204 are the most ruling varieties in addition to MTU 1010. we are proud that our university scientists of Marteru from ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, I should thank my principal scientist, Dr. Satyanarayana, and his team, who has developed and responsible for the development of several excellent varieties like 1121, 53, 56, and recently the MTU 1318 is the addition which can replace this Swarna variety, and it has absolute flood tolerance. And for the first of its kind, we released this variety and already notified 2 months back at the CVRC. Even after completing as a state variety, we have released it as a state variety and notified even after too many kids for the first of its kind. We have released this variety even after completion of many kids in only 2 years. And it has occupied almost 2 lakh hectares in Andhra Pradesh and adjoining states, even before its notification. And I have no reservation and no doubt that this variety will replace the Swarna variety. Once again, I thank IIRR for your leadership, contribution, support provided by the Institute of Rice Research to ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, and particularly all the Nellore or Bapatla or Machilipatnam or Srikakulam and Marteru research stations. And you know that the several schemes are being operated in Marteru, including hybrid rice scheme and others. And our scientists, we are doing the best under your leadership. Now I share a small presentation given by Dr. Muthuraman and my colleagues at the university. Please share the presentation. With due reverence to Dr. Shastri Saab and Shastri Saab's family members, I think my job is made by Dr. Padmavati, scientist in entomology, in giving the biodata of Sri Dr. Shastri Saab, who is a legendary in rice breeding, rice genetic improvement, and overall rice improvement in the country. As I said today, the productivity of rice, we have touched from 668 kilos. From 68 kilos, we have reached 2985 kilos, the greatest contribution of all the rice scientists. And with the production 130 million tons and area is 43 million hectares. And the major challenges should be this decrease in area, of course, almost the stable area, and the flood tolerance and several biotic and abiotic stresses, drought, cyclones, floods, increased temperature, and CO2 are the major serious problems. We are trying to address all these things, which is such one variety is that MTU 1318, which can tolerate the floods. There is additional advantage compared to the Swarna variety. And all of us, we know that declining water availability, another major serious problem, and increased cost of cultivation, the major serious problem. Any farmer, if you ask in both the states of Telangana or Andhra Pradesh or the entire country, the increased cost of cultivation and the reduced or very narrow, limited margins, net profits to the rice farmer, especially in the state like Andhra Pradesh, wet season and dry season. If you see, most of the times wet season, most of the times it is a negative net returns to the farmer. And only the advantage is that because of the second season crop, the highest yields in Andhra Pradesh up to 60 to 65 bags of 75 kilos per acre. So that is the advantage. That's how maybe still the agriculture is being continued. In Andhra Pradesh, the productivity is up to 7,200 kilos of paddy. Is almost more than 4 tons of milled rice in some of the districts like Rice and Nellore and Kurnool districts. And iteration of soil health is another important factor, declining factor productivity. And very serious thing is the rapid change in the pests and disease reactions, and increasing the number of pathogens or races or biotypes, and spores fed off knowledge even today in spite of this, the software technologies and all. And you know, this rice crop is being affected by several insect pests and diseases. Day by day they are increasing. And this, you see here, our scientists guess that our target was 130 million tons of rice by 2030, which already we have achieved in 2021-22. This is the greatest contribution of the rice scientists, their perfect planning, the development of material and development of the varieties, hybrids all over the country. Maybe in addition to public sector, maybe the hybrid technology also might have contributed, which is being cultivated in 3.5 million hectares in the country. Again, that's up to the leadership of the ICAR-IIRR. Now our target is 168 million tons, as was told by our ADG sir. And yield ceiling, we have been talking about yield ceiling for, I think, the same thing we used to listen when we were the students of BS Agriculture and MS Agriculture, and the stagnation of yields. But if we see 668 kilos we have increased to 2965 kilos. There is a tremendous progress. I think it is not an easy task, almost with 50% of area under rain-fed conditions, and in several of the states, and low nutrition with a poor management, or the per capita land availability is less than 1 hectare, low land holding, and all these things. The productivity increase is not is 4.5 times improvement in the productivity, and increase of 6.5 times the production. I feel that the continuously we have been breaking this yield ceiling continuously. The productivity has been increasing because of the continuous development of the new products. Now DRR, Dr. Meenakshi was telling about the excellent development of several varieties. DRR done, I think, up to 65 or 70 they have developed with the biofortified and with resistance to biotic and abiotic stresses. Wonderful contribution from the Directorate of Rice Research maybe in the last decade, by excellent products they have developed, in addition to coordinating research in all the public and private sector. And this efforts are being done and which are fruitful and successful. And our rice scientists, I really compliment and congratulate for the development of excellent products, the new materials which resulted in the development of products all over the country, and which are resulted in the increase in production and productivity. Every year you see, last I think 2016-17, every year there was record production. We see the food grain production also record production, and also immediately we see the rice and record production and productivity have been recorded for the last 5-6 years. A great contribution, and salute to all the rice scientists. See, we can see that dwarfing gene IR8 to today we have come to DRR than 51. Now Meenakshi told DRR than 65, several with biofortification and stress tolerance. I really compliment my scientists of Maruteru who have developed this 1318 variety, which is a wonderful variety, maybe I think 5 to 7 days duration, more than this Swarna, but excellent, fantastic flood tolerance, and are very high floods also during the year 2021 and 21-22. This has contributed the best. And hybrid rice, of course, hybrid rice, another I want to share actually, as Meenakshi told, we should have a discussion on the in general rice breeding and hybrid breeding and other yield ceiling, breaking the yield ceiling and all. Definitely we can have. We are also very seriously thinking at our university, rather actually this year we want to share our products or material all over the country. Last 2 years at Maruteru, I invited almost 1,000 scientists all over the country, both public and private sector. Even this year, There was 360 scientists participated on April 6th at ICAR-IIRR Maruteru, where 49 of our products which are in seed chain have been displayed, and including our Viraktamat, our CHM Vijay Kumar, and R Vijay Kumar, and many of our scientists, PJTSA, all over the country, private companies have participated. I was thinking that let us share the products and material among the public or private companies, and then let them use the material in the national rice breeding program and come out with the best products, the material available in the respective research stations and the scientists, and with the material shared among all of us. And then we have given all the 49 variety seeds to almost all companies and everyone who requested. And that's how actually all new products from Maruteru have been distributed to evaluate in the respective states, so that actually if at all any product is good and performing well compared to the best performing variety in the respective states, that particular variety can be promoted in different states all over the country. With this idea, this we have been doing. So we have been talking about the diversification of the genetic base of the parental lines or genetic resources. This is the slogan what we have been using in the last 30 years, what at least I know. Not only rice, maybe wheat or oilseed, self-pollinated or cross-pollinated crop, and even the hybrid tech, wherever there is hybrid technology. So diversification of the parental base by utilizing the large volumes of genetic resources available all over the country, even in ICAR and universities. If you see the hybrid rice, I request my rice scientists and especially the hybrid rice breeders. Initially, when we initiated at the Directorate of Rice Research in 1988 under the leadership of Ish Kumar, and there used to be 4 CMS lines: V20A, 62829A, that is 29A, and 58025A, that is 25A, and 47840 or one more CMS line was introduced, and that we have the system in ICAR. That was distributed to all public sector and private companies. And then the hybrid technology has come as it has become a reality. And several products, I think today 127 hybrids have been developed and released all over the country by public sector as well as private companies. But every time I have been asking, I was critical with my scientists at ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University, my Dr. Ramana Rao or Satyanarayana, Ravi Kumar at Maruteru. And if you see the parental lines, how best, what is the maximum heterosis, and then what is the outcrossing percentage of the CMS line available in the system. So we say that we have developed 16 CMS lines or 100 CMS lines, whatever. We have been converting several inbred lines, B lines into CMS lines. We have been talking. But if you see, even today, 25A is the major female parent being used by the public sector or private sector. Several of the, in majority, maybe I may be excused if I am wrong, if I am not ignorant about the CMS line development program of several companies or some of the institutions. And I request and I appeal to all our rice breeders, and please utilize the diverse gene pools and perfectly evaluate our B lines for the Pasi performance or outcrossing percentage, resistance, and all for each and every trait. Then only you please go for conversion. And even my university, we have several, I think 16 or 24 CMS lines is the list of CMS lines we claim. But how many of these CMS lines are being used in the hybrid development program? I think not more than 1 or 2, maybe Maruteru CMS 3A or 6A, which is a female parent of DRR hybrid 3. Hybrid 3, I think, or another hybrid also developed recently from ICAR-IIRR. I think my request, my humble request and submission to all the hybrid rice breeders for consideration, kindly diversify the parental base. Develop the best, at least if each center develops 1 or 2 the best hybrids instead of developing tens and tens of conversion programs and CMS lines. And please, all the centers or network programs, if they can develop one or two, the best CMS lines with the perceived performance, combining ability, outcrossing percentage and all these things, I think definitely, and of course, the quality parameters and all these things, definitely our hybrid rice, the progress, speed of developing hybrids will be maybe fast. So this is my request to all the hybrid rice breeders. Similarly, plant type. With this also, we have been Donald plant type, we have read, we have written in examinations, we have been discussing, and we used to listen to our IRRI scientists. Plant type, I think lowland rice, upland rice, the number of tillers 4, 6, grains 250 or something, panicles, all these things we used to listen. But if you see the plant type exactly for a given situation, the exactly what is the plant type, the number of tillers or number of spikes, all these things actually, if you see, I think yield stagnation or plant type, if you see, just remember, I always used to discuss and sometimes pull Dr. Elvis Subbarao whenever we attend some of the meetings in ICR. You see a variety released at the ICAR-IIRR Agriculture University in 1976 by name Prabhat. I think all of you must be remembering, even today, this is in the 11th position at all over the country, being cultivated in about nearly 93,000 hectares or nearly 1 lakh hectares. So in locally in East Godavari district, they used to cultivate in Rabi season almost out of 2.25 lakh hectares in East Godavari district. 70 to 80% of the farmers, they used to cultivate this bondalu. They used to call in the locally as bondalu, which is Prabhat. This used to give 63 to 65 bags per acre. That means 11 to 12 tons per hectare. This is a reality. It is not by 1 or 2, the progressive farmers, at least 20-25% of the farmers, they used to harvest this more than 11 or 12 tons of rice with this Prabhat variety, which was developed and released in 1976, and still it is being cultivated. That means the maximum highest genetic potential, the products are available in the last more than 30 years old varieties also are available. And the plant type actually, whatever may be your designing, all these things, grain number, tiller number, all these things, ultimately, whatever is the best high yielder, the farmer wants that high yielding variety, which is which can give the best yields and net profits. Kindly, another this also we need to discuss this new plant type concept so that actually our vast genetic resources available in our country, gene banks can be utilized for the development of high yielding varieties. Of course, the C4 rice, I am not a very competent person just to speak. We have been listening for the last 40 years about C4 photosynthetic pathway and all C4 rice. And so where it is photosynthetically very efficient, and some of the several genes for this photosynthetic, the responsible for this incorporation of this scrange anatomy and all these things, the C4 photosynthesis have been identified. Maybe with the developments in molecular breeding and latest technologies, this may become a reality. And with a leader like Meenakshi Sundaram and excellent team at national level and also at IIRR, I think shortly, I wish that this should become a reality. And hybrid rice, as I said, I don't need to repeat the diversification, heterosis percentage, the hybrid seed production, in spite of the development of the hybrid technology and the hybrids identification, seed production in hybrid seed production part is one of the most important thing. That's why the development of CMS line, which is the most crucial, I think the scientists may give, identifying diversification of the parental base, especially the CMS and R lines, and then so that we can get the best heterotic hybrids. And the seed production yields are very, very important, which is the maximum outcrossing percentage, which is the most important for the development of the maximum seed production yield in hybrid seed production plots. This may be a given importance. This is another request to hybrid rice breeders. Of course, as I said, already 127 hybrids have been released. The excellent contribution from both public and private sector, again, under the leadership of DRR and IARR. And I think 3.5 million hectares have been occupied by the hybrids in our country. And this is a plant type concept and ideal plant type. Thoroughly, I think the combination of breeders, biotechnologists, microbiologists, and biochemists, physiologists, a combination of scientists, I think Dr. Meenakshi, we can let us have a discussion, let a brainstorming session so that actually better plant types can be developed utilizing our vast genetic resources available. Because now most of the times actually we have been incorporating the genes into P505204 as it was done in case of RP by 226 or similarly Swarna sub 1 and so many things. Now we are a wonderful thing because highly adapted and quality grains and excellent adapted variety is being improved by several biotic and abiotic resistance genes and wonderful technology. But simultaneously, let us think about the diversification of the genetic base being available in the country and let us use so that the yield ceiling, what we are thinking, may be broken if we can diversify the genetic resources. Of course, I congratulate and compliment all the contributions of direct contributions, excellent several varieties developed and released for different agroecological situations by the ICAR-IIRR, and again the future generation rice, which I came to know from Dr. Meenakshi. I really congratulate and my best wishes for the development of future generation rice. Maybe we can expect very shortly from ICAR-IIRR breeding programs. For C4, again, my wish, this should come a reality at the earliest possible so that we can sudden jump in the productivity of rice and so that the production of rice can be increased so that we can diversify a part of the area. Actually, when I was in IIOR, so continuously there used to be pressure from ICAR and also from Ministry of Agriculture and PMO also. So most of we are self-sufficient in agriculture, rice, wheat, and also in 1718, our people in India, we became self-sufficient in pulses also, and only the limitation was with oil seeds, where that time we were importing about 69,024 crores of rupees, and now the imports of oil, vegetable oil, now it is, we generally use 23 to 25 million tons of edible oil to meet the demands of vegetable oil and other industrial oil in our country. And we import 14 to 15 million tons, that is 60% of edible oil we are importing. And in the last 10 years, continuously 10 to 15 years, and only about 40%, that is about 10 to 11 million tons of oil we are producing indigenously, mostly from mustard, groundnut, soybean, and sunflower, all these things. And actually, here also, we used to talk about diversification and all these things. And most of the times, we used to give the strategy for self-sustaining sustenance of edible oil production in the country. That time, we used to think of 12.6 million hectares of rice fallows are available in our country, especially in the east coast. And for that, there was a separate program, special program by the government of India, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. They launched with a huge budget. And most you take Bengal or Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, large areas are second crop, it is rice fallows. And these fallows actually, not only oil seeds, pulses, and millets, they wanted to utilize this 12.7 million hectares, 12.6 million hectares available for different these oil seeds, pulses, and millets. And this is the actually when once we can increase the productivity of rice by increasing the productivity, and so that actually part of this area we can diversify to these dryland crops. This is one other most important at the national perspective. And also we used to plan. We take Punjab, Haryana, where the rice and wheat is the cropping system. Part of the areas in Punjab, Haryana, the rice wheat cropping system or rice cropping system can be diversified. Part of the area can be diversified to increase the oil seeds, so that the oil seeds edible indigenous edible oil production can be increased. We used to plan, we used to do, the government of India also is doing its best actually, because of maybe the productivity of this cropping system, rice or rice wheat system, the shift in diversification of this cropping system is very, very slow or rather minimum. So when once we can increase the productivity of rice and with sufficient encouragement and incentives to the farmers of these dryland crops, the part of the area of rice or wheat can be diversified so that actually the oilseed sector also can become self-sufficient at national level. And now it is the imports of edible oils. We has increased too because of the increase in the edible oil price and also dollars. Now it is 1.6 lakh crores is the imports of annually. We are spending 1.6 lakh crores to import the edible oils to meet the demands of our Indian consumer. So this is the reality. And so, as I said, I am not a great rice scientist. So my only, I feel that in addition to conventional breeding is also excellent actually. Today that Martero 1317 or 1156 or 1121, which is another greatest variety. Again, this is also giving wonderful yield up to 11 to 12 tons per hectare in dry season in Andhra Pradesh. And wonderful varieties, all these things are developed from by conventional breeding. And in addition to this, the marker assisted breeding, again, our Martero scientists in collaboration with ICAR-IIRR are doing. I congratulate them. And I request all of you and don't neglect the conventional breeding. Of course, we are not doing it. And precision agriculture, we are talking. So marker assisted breeding, when we developed this RP Bio 226, and which is the by incorporation of 3 resistant genes, that XA genes 5, 13 or 21, something 3 resistant genes have been incorporated in BPT 5204 for the development of improved Samba Masuri or RP Bio 226. But honestly, if you see, it is exactly not the replica of BPT 5204 for duration or some other traits. Definitely, it has resistance to this BLB, and but it's not exactly the replication of BPT 5204. Similarly, Swarna sub 1, the most important trait liked or loved by the farmer in Swarna is that gloom color, which is missing 100% or to a certain extent in the improved Swarna variety or that Swarna sub 1. That is the most important trait. My request is the precision, as we talk about precision agriculture, I request all our plant breeders and molecular biologists to be precise. Precision breeding or molecular breeding or conventional breeding or in the development of hybrids, let us give priority and please be serious with respect to precision in the breeding procedures or the targeted the product to suit the different environments. This is my request to the combination of conventional and molecular breeding technologies and precision with respect to the product for our target regions. This is my request. Of course, the Acharya Njiranga, I take only 1 or 2 minutes, just the contribution of Acharya Njiranga Agriculture University with respect to rice. So in our Andhra Pradesh, rice is very important thing. As national level, the crop is being cultivated in 43 or 44 million hectares. Our rice varieties, what we call about mega rice varieties, all of us, we know 5204, 7029, Swarna, Kadandar Sannalu, and now several, if you see the list of the breeder seed list of Indians and in the seed chain, several of the private companies who are multiplying these products of Martero 1121, 1153, 56, and now of course 1318. Wonderful contribution. Generally, precise data is not available. We are trying from different sources, from Government of India, different sources. This year, we came to a conclusion that other than that RP Bio or Swarna sub 1 or BP224 incorporated with introgrust with other stress resistant genes. The traditional varieties of Acharya Engineering Agriculture variety, University occupy about 36%. And if you see the national level gross value added for rice being cultivated in the 21-22 year, it is 1.91 lakh crores at national level. If you see approximately 36% of this, definitely it comes to around 70,000 crores is the annual contribution only with respect to rice from the varieties developed from Acharya Engineering Agricultural University. I definitely thank and congratulate the Indian Institute of Rice Research. I definitely say that the share of ICAR or Indian Institute of Rice Research is there in the development of these varieties, and because it is the supporting and coordinating our rice breeding program of our Acharya Engineering Agriculture University. So like this, of course, all of you know, not to elaborate, and is coming to 14 million hectares, 123 varieties so far we have developed from Acharya Engineering Agriculture University. You can see this is the where we have introduced this invited more than 360 scientists from different public and private companies visited our Mariteru, and they have selected some of the lines we are supplying, not only in rice, even in other crops like cotton, pulses, other crops also. Now we are inviting respective private companies, and we are displaying, demonstrating all our genetically resources available, germplasm and breeding lines available in the university, and with an appropriate policies approved by our government of Andhra Pradesh. Now we want to share the material, and we want to take up contract research and to meet the demands of different private companies and other farmers and other important people. Of course, breeder seed also. So see, I think the 2,700 quintals of breeder seed of our variety is a very significant figure. Non-basmati exports also almost 33%. You can see here MTU 1010 from from the year 16-17, the area Indians for Mariteru 1010 is decreasing. It has come down from 2.42 lakh quintals to just 68,000 quintals. Of course, BPD 5204 still it is ruling with 5.23 lakh quintals. And then Mariteru 1121, you see, in 16-17 it was 68,000 quintals. Now it has gone to 3.94 lakh quintals. As I said, 3626 MTU, which I said 3626 Bondalu. So still it is it's being grown in 64,000 hectares. So these are the most important varieties which have helped the Indian rice farmer for increasing the production and productivity and the net farmer's income. And so my dear friends of Indian Institute of Rice Research, and I once again thank Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram, entire team of rice scientists at the Indian Institute of Rice Research, and I congratulate the rice scientists who have contributed for the rice development 6 times the production and 4.5 times the productivity. We have to remember the contributions, great contributions of the scientists, the workers, the policymakers, the leaders who are responsible for rice improvement in the country, and because of which we are self-sufficient and we are exporting to the tune of about 72,000 crores. With this, I thank all of you, and I once again thank all Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram and all the scientists and staff of Indian Institute of Rice Research. Thank you very much.
What an exhaustive and informative presentation. Thank you very much, Dr. Vishwardhan Reddy Garu.
Thank you, Prasad.
I hope Your talk would have provided some useful leads for our scientists to work upon. And we also congratulate you as well as your university, which is involved in a very long 58 years of rice research, and which has given the country some mega varieties like 5204, Swarna, MTU 1010, and which are still irreplaceable, which are grown still widely in the country. Thank you very much, sir, once again. Friends, now it is the time for the most awaited activity, that is the presentation of annual awards. Every year on the Foundation Day, awards are given to honor the scientists as well as other staff for their outstanding work in the current year and also to encourage them to do so in the future. We have two awards. One is Best Worker in different categories, and the other one, Best Research Paper published by scientists in the current year. Two best papers in each section are awarded. And both these awards carry a cash prize in addition to a certificate. The Best Worker Award carries a cash prize of 3,000 and the Best Paper Award rupees 2,000. Now I shall announce the names of award winners and request them to come out to the dais to receive their awards. First is Best Worker Award in SSG grade. I request our CAO to do the honors. In SSG category, Srimati M. Lakshmamma from Administrative Section, Srimati M. Narsamma from Soil Science. Friends, a big round of applause to the award winners. Next is Best Worker Award in Administrative category. I request the guest of honor, Dr. Sesh Madhav, to do the honors. Any guesses? Sri K. Jaswant, UDC. Sri Ashfaq Ali, PA. And Sri Navneet Kumar from Finance. Next is Best Worker Award in Technical category. There are 3 awards in this category. And I request Dr. Jagdishwar to do the honors. The award winners are P. Koteshwar Rao, Senior Technical Assistant, Amudan Srinivasan, Assistant Chief Technical Officer, Sri Muralidhar Reddy, Technical Officer. Next is Best Worker Award in Scientific category. Murali. Next is Best Worker Award in Scientific category. 2 awards are given in each section based on grade pay. That is one for a young scientist in the grade pay of 6 and 7,000. And the next second prize for a second award for a scientist with a grade pay of 8,000 and above. I request our director, Dr. R.M. Sundaram, to do the honors. In crop production, Dr. Brajendra Dr. V. Manasa, both from soil science. Next, crop protection, Dr. V. Prakasham, senior scientist, plant pathology. Is not there. Then crop improvement, Dr. Abdul Fayaz, senior scientist, plant breeding. Next, transfer of technology, Dr. B. Nirmala, senior scientist, agriculture economics. Dr. Santosha Rathod, scientist, statistics. Now it is time for best research paper award. And to do the honors, I request Dr. Jagdishwar. Two best papers. Now, best research paper award, and I request Dr. Jagdishwar to do the honors. Two best paper awards are given in each section. In crop production division, Dr. K. Surekha, principal scientist, soil science. Next, Dr. Mangaldeep Tuti, senior scientist, agronomy. Dr. Surekha got award for the paper on improving yield and nitrogen use efficiency using polymer coated urea in two crop establishment methods of rice under Vettisol. The journal is International Journal of Plant Production. Next is Tuti. Tuti, the paper is sustainable intensification of a rice maize system through conservation agriculture to enhance system productivity in southern India. Journal is Plants. Next is crop protection, Dr. C. Kannan, plant pathology. His paper is entitled Performance of a Novel Antimicrobial Protein BZ9562 and in silico predictions on its properties with reference to its antimicrobial efficient against Rhizoctonia solani. Journal Antibiotics. Next is Y. Sridhar, principal scientist, entomology. Just go on. Next is Sridhar Yerram, who is a corresponding author. The paper is entitled Climate-Based Modeling and Prediction of Rice Gallmead Populations using count time series and machine learning approaches. Journal is Agronomy. Yeah, the first author is Santosha Rathod. You can also come out to the dais. Next, from crop improvement section, Dr. Divya Balakrishnan. Her paper is entitled Mapping of QTLs for Yield Traits using F2 populations derived from 2 alien introgression lines reveals QTGW 8.1 as a consistent QTL for grain weight from Oryza nivara. Journal Frontiers in Plant Science. Next is Jyoti Badri. For her paper on multi-parent derived marker-assisted introgression lines of the elite Indian rice cultivar Krishnahamsa show resistance against bacterial blight and blast tolerance to drought. Plants 11, journal name. Coming to transfer of technology, Dr. B. Nirmala. For her paper on an economic evaluation of improved rice production technology in Telangana state, India. Journal Agriculture. Next, Santosha Rathod. For his paper on modeling and forecasting of rice prices in India during the COVID-19 lockdown using machine learning approaches. Journal Agronomy. Now I request our director to facilitate Mr. Tiwari ji. Big round of applause, friends. I once again request our director to facilitate the guest of honor, Dr. Jagdishwar. Friends, now it is time to felicitate our Seshu Madhav. There was no time as he was to join as director. So I request Abdul Fayaz to conduct the felicitation.
Thank you, sir. Honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais and august audience present in this auditorium and also online. On this occasion, we would like to, the IIR Recreation Club would like to felicitate our esteemed colleague Dr. M. Sheshimadhav sir, who joined as a director of CTRI on 11th November 2002. Sir, I request our director Sundaram sir and also all other guest of honors who are present in the dais to felicitate our Sheshimadhav sir with a shawl, citation and a small gift from IIR Recreation Club. Sir, Dr. M. Sheshimadhav sir joined IIRR on 26th August 2006 and served for more than 16 years in this institute. He has taken a charge as CTRI on 11th November and IIR Recreation Club congratulate him and wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Sir. Sir, on this occasion, we are also felicitating our IAR colleagues who are going to retire in next year, that is before the next foundation day. First of all, I would like to call Dr. Jhansi Rani Madam, Principal Scientist and Head Entomology, to come on to the dais. Madam will be retiring from the services in February 2023. Next year, Dr. L.V. Subbarao, Principal Scientist, and due to his health reasons, Sir will not be there. Sir will be retiring in May 2023. And same way, the Sri K. Srinivas Garu, Finance and Account Officer, due to some reason, Sir is not present, and Sir will be retiring from services in March 2023, sir. And I request Sri K. Narsimha, Technical Officer, Driver, to come on to the dais. He will be retiring from the services in March 2023. Thank you, sir. Finally, I request Sri V. Golu, Skilled Supporting Staff, to come on to the dais for felicitation. Golu ji. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. He will be retiring from services in September 2023, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, there is a small memento to the speaker, chief guest, Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy. I request our director to show him. Sir, we will see that it reaches you.
Is it visible?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mahendra Kumar.
Thank you very much, Vishnu sir. And Dr. Pradhan, we also have a small memento for you when I'll be coming to Delhi, or preferably when you come over here to Hyderabad, we'll certainly hand it over to you, sir. Thank you both for joining.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, now I request Dr. Mahendra Kumar, Secretary Sir, to propose formal vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to everyone. Today's chief guest, Dr. A. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, guest of honors, Dr. S.K. Pradhan, ADG FFC, Dr. R. Jagdishwar, Director of Research, PJTSAU, Dr. M. Sheshumadhav, Director CTRI, our Director Dynamic Leader, Dr. R.M. Sundaram, ICR SFO Sri P.K. Tiwari Garu, Dr. Sitanshuji, CEO ICAR-IIRR, and Head PMEC, Dr. MBB Prasad Babu, and galaxy of guests, online and offline. I may be, I think, missing few members, but let me also mention their names. Dr. V. Ravindra Babu Garu, Dr. Ananda Kumar, Dr. S.R. Oleti, Dr. Gurraj Katti, Dr. Subramanyam, Engineer I.S.R.P. Sharma Garu, Dr. C.S. Reddy, Dr. A.G.K. Murthy. You are the pillars of this institute, sir. Because of your foundation, we are now here. We thank you very much, sir. Many technical and administrative staff who have joined physically here. Mr. Krishna Reddy Garu, Narsinga Rao, Venkateshwar Garu, our Hindi officer, Mr. Narendra Garu. I also see Mr. Govind Raju and many more. I think they have taken a lot of pains to come over here. Our scientific staff, technical, admin, our beloved RAs and project staff, students and farm staff, all the rice family members. I think we had a very successful international conference very recently, and we have to plan this foundation day very immediately to because we have already got delayed. So that's why we did not have very sufficient time to conduct this in a very efficient way. Sir, the Golu has can we spell state him, sir? Dr. Golu, Mr. Golu. He is a very sincere worker and he looks after our office, canteen and guest houses. He is a man who is available for 24/7 in the guest house. Thank you, Golu. Please excuse me if I missed any members here because of my memory and other things. Maybe I'm not able to see you. Thank you, one and all. Let me start with our Director General, DGICR, Dr. Himanshuji, for supporting and guiding us, and our DDG, TR Sharma ji, even though they are not able to present, but they have guided us immensely for their guidance for this foundation day. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, who could able to deliver S.V.S. Sastry Memorial Lecture. And I'm very thankful to you, Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy Garu, for immediately accepting within a very short notice. Actually, we were expecting you for our ICSCA conference, but we missed you there. At least we could hear you today. Thank you for your ideas and your vision for this rice research. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence online. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And we'd like to thank Dr. S.K. Pradhanji, who is also very supportive for all the activities of IIRR. He was there for this ICSCI also. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this occasion online and also suggesting for rice research, future rice research. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence. Let me also thank my own close friend and is also a rice family member, Dr. R. Jagdish, sir. And he has always with us for any function, even within very short notice also. He used to be here and guide us in many ways. Thank you, Jagdishwar Garu, for your presence, gracious presence here. I also thank our colleague who has taken over charge of Director CTRI, Dr. Sheshumadhav Garu. We are all proud of you for taking a prestigious position of Director of CTRI. We always miss you in IIRR, but we see that your growth in CTRI further ahead. Thank you very much for coming over here, not only coming over and accepting our felicitation from our recreation club. Thank you very much. And your suggestions also, you have given very good suggestions. As you suggested, team-based research already we have started. Our director has also started across the department. We have made some teams, and we are also working on the focus themes, and we can deliver products within 1 or 2 years. And I would like to thank on dais Mr. CPK Tiwari Garu for your sparing your valuable time, sir. Thank you very much. Very short notice you have accepted. I would like to thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank our dynamic Sitanshu Kumar ji, and he's the man with very focused, and he makes things happen very short time. Thank you, Sitanshu ji, for your gracious presence and also taking lot of pains to make this program a grand success. I take this opportunity to thank all the retired staff. I don't want to name again, who has taken a lot of pain to come over here within a very short notice, and they have traveled a lot. And even though there are health problems and other things, thank you very much, sir. We are very thankful to you for gracing this occasion and making this program a grand success. I would like to thank all the heads of the sections, all scientific staff, administrative staff, technical, RAs, and our beloved students also, and farm staff, both IIRR and ICAR-IIRR, for their efforts to make this program a grand success within a very short time. I may be failing my duty if I don't thank our director, who is man behind all this program. I think right from planning it, guiding it, and making it possible. So thank you very much, sir, for your dynamic leadership. As expected by all the guests of honors, we'll see that under your guidance, our institute will reach at least top 3 positions in the coming year. Thank you, sir, for your valuable advice and making this program a grand success. I would like to thank Dr. Muthuraman, who has taken a lot of pain to inviting our Vishnuvardhan Reddy. And thank you, Dr. Muthuraman and Dr. C.S. Padmavati, making this S.S. Shastri Memorial Lecture introduction. And also thank Dr. Fayaz for Recreation Committee, and also all the committee members. And then award committees, we have taken the help of other institute experts for making this selection of these awards. And especially thanks to PMUC, who has taken a lot of pain to make this program is lively and make this all the activities. I would like to thank all the IIRR staff members who are directly or indirectly involved in this success of this program. I thank a person who has done a commendable job, our head PMUC, Dr. MBB Prasad Babu, making this program a grand success within a very short time, and has taken a lot of pain to make this program a grand success. Special thanks to audiovisual aids personnel. We have to make within a very short time. We have to make it as a online also. They have taken a lot of pain. I would like to thank Shailaja and her team for making this program a grand success. I would like to thank special mention to Mr. Chaitanya, who has taken a lot of pain to make this program a grand success. Sorry if I miss anybody who has directly or indirectly responsible for the success of this program. I thank you one and all for making this program a grand success, online as well as offline participants. Thank you one and all. Let us work together, make this IIRR to a newer heights. Thank you one and all. And this is followed by a group photo in the our TTT building, then followed by lunch, which is given by our IIRR. Thank you one and all once again. Thank you. Oh, sir, one second. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Yes, I think Dr. Volati, they wanted to felicitate our director, dynamic director, Dr. R.M. Sundaram. Sir, you can come in the middle, sir. Yeah. I would like to thank Dr. Ms. Sudha also. She has taken a lot of pain. Thank you, Sudha. And all are invited for group photo followed by lunch. Thank you.